Hello, Mr. Prescott here. Today's video, this video will be about syncopation. And syncopation is a musical term that is used to describe rhythm. And I really like to use the description about syncopation being that it gives an off-balance feel to the music. And as I'm reading a definition of syncopation from the Accent on Achievement, Book 1, this book says, syncopation on the top of page 28, starting a note that is one beat or longer on and. Now, in order to understand that, you need to remember that beats are divided, the counting is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So what the book is describing on page 28 in the blue box at the top is that syncopation is starting a note that is one beat or longer on and, which is not the strong beat. The and is the upbeat, or it's more of a weak place in the beat. This particular syncopation on page 28 shows an eighth note followed by a dotted quarter note. I'm just going to pick a random note here, and I'm just going to do this. That is the rhythm that is written in the blue box at the top of the page, and you see that it has an eighth note followed by an eighth note tied to a quarter note, and it has an eighth note with a dotted quarter note after that. So the song Rhythm Antics, which is song number 109, is one that demonstrates this particular syncopation. And I'm going to play the clarinet part. Now, clarinets, this is it has some high notes in it, and you need to look carefully at the key signature. Everybody does, because it's one that we're just becoming familiar with. So let's listen to what Rhythm Antics line 109 sounds like on the clarinet part. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so you hear that short, long, that's a lot of times what people use to describe syncopation. I just like giving it, you feel that it has an off-balance feel. It's like when you're dancing, maybe your dancing is not quite so smooth, but it's a little bit more, bouncy and such. Now there's another example of syncopation in your Accent on Achievement book, and I believe it's ahead to page 32. So if you could turn to page 32, you're going to see a different type of syncopation, and at the top it's called more syncopation. It's a little bit different variation, but it's one that you'll see a lot in band music or solo music, and it has an eighth note, quarter note, eighth note, and then in the blue box you see that it also can be written with a bunch of eighth notes and the two tied together. And the song, line 125, Syncopated Rhythms, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. It's really important when you're playing or learning syncopation that you don't just think about the main beat, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, but you're aware of what the eighth notes or the and is. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. And syncopation, when you can learn syncopation and you can recognize syncopation in music, that just opens up a whole new, part of or pieces of music that you can play and learn, because a lot of popular music, maybe you want to play some popular music, you've got a new book for your birthday or something, and it has some songs that you like. One of the trickiest things about those songs is the rhythms are typically very syncopated, and once you know syncopation, it opens up all of those songs for you to learn. Now they might have other limitations as far as, man, I can't play that note, but that should encourage you to practice. But this is the lesson on syncopation. I hope that you found it informative. And again, if you have any questions about syncopation, make sure that you ask your teacher about that. But I hope you found it useful. Thanks.